Everybody, we're glad to have you here. We're excited to be business partners together, and we're excited for a great start to the new year. So we're all here to help each other. Let us know through the chat if you have questions, and we'll definitely be doing a lot of trainings to get everybody on track to this successful, easy plan. And Todd, I'm gonna let you take it away. You're the expert.
Okay. So, because Marla and Tia, some of the people that have been using this system are here, we'll all kind of go through this together. But it is, for Ashley and I, being in the industry for a really long time, it's the most unique, easiest, most duplicatable system that we've ever seen ever. And it makes more people more money than we've ever seen, especially people that really aren't super engaged or really haven't developed their skill set just yet. Anybody can develop the skill set needed, but everybody doesn't arrive with it. But this allows everybody, irrelevant to fear, anything. It just allows you to break through any and all obstacles. And I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to show you what we do and how we do it. But as I'm doing that, Marla, why don't you share, because it really broke you through. I mean, you've been around the industry for a long time. You've always made money, but you've never made the kind of money you're making now.
That is true, and thanks for having me. And I'm excited to be here with everyone, especially you, Susan. I love you. I've missed you. I'm get to talk to you more. It's so much fun. Anyway, yeah. We've made it too complicated in the past. It was not something that you could just hand over and duplicate. We've got people like I've got Kelly's on here too, and I mean her first post. 2 hours later, she'd sold 8 boxes and had money in the bank. I mean, how does that happen? I mean, it just doesn't. So, but it's been completely using the boards, and she's been consistent with doing that, making good money. And Tia, I mean, finally we got something that's just really working. So, it's really exciting to see people making some really good money too right away. I don't know if I answered your question or not, but that's what you got.
Todd, you're muted if you're talking.
I was talking away.
I thought you might be. I thought I heard you in the other room.
Sorry. Yeah, so I was saying what we're going to do is walk you through the system, but there's several of you, Tia and others, that are using this already. So, there's little bitty quirks that people add in and do that really seem to personalize it and take it over the top. So anything y'all want to add as we go through it, please do. But here's what we do. There's 2 different ways that people are building Partner Co. One is the traditional way where we just invite people to look. We're not going to talk about that at all today, but that way still exists and is still working for a lot of people. And a lot of people do these things in conjunction. But today's training is going to last about 25, 30 minutes. It's going to be totally focused just on what we call our skinny drop system, the centralized system of growth. So what we do, I'm going to start as if you're a customer that has bought a box of skinny drops from somebody. So I'm going to show you what we do to convert a skinny drop customer to a brand partner. And then I'm going to show you how we start them and allow them to duplicate the same thing. So when somebody gets invited to this, you're going to see a screen here in a little bit that'll give you the exact wording. But basically the ones that are having the most success are not talking about money, business. They're not talking about any of that. They're selling a box of skinny drops to somebody, and either on day one, if they want more than 1 box, week 1 or 2, after they get a couple of positive responses, they're saying something as simple as, listen, you're going to need another box of skinny drops. They retail at $150. I've been giving you I've been giving you a discount. I'm selling to you for $150, $140, whatever y'all's price is, doesn't matter. But whatever the price is, it's still significantly over the wholesale cost of buying in bulk. Don't say that, but just say, if you have any interest in getting your skinny drops at the same price I do, or potentially for free, let me know, and I can show you how to do that. And about 8 in 10 people say, of course I am. Who doesn't want to save money? So what you do when they say, yes, I'm interested in getting them at a discount, or I'm interested in getting them for free, you're going to say, when do you have time for an 8-minute Zoom? And that's really, really important. It's like there's a little couple of things here that don't have wiggle room. The one thing we're always up against is time. Most people don't have it. They're very busy already. And even if they have it, you're not a priority in their life, so they don't want to give it to you. So people are very fearful about long, drawn out meetings. So the 8-minute skinny drop presentation we have perfected. A lot of mine are now 5 or 6 minutes, and we'll talk for 4 or 5 afterwards, but never are we ever together more than 11, 12 minutes anymore on a Zoom. This is a training, 30-minute training. This is different. I've got to walk you through things. But what I'm going to do now is show you that 5 to 6 minute presentation. And I'm going to show you, and the presentation walks them right into the start. So here it goes. So you've been invited. You're a Skinny Drop customer. You have been told that you could get them at a discount for free. So the first thing I will do, let's just use Marla. So Marla, is I will get them to tell me their experience on the Skinny Drop. So Marla, I understand that you've been taking the Skinny Drops for just a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about your experience so far?
Well, for some reason, I tell you, I'm not having night sweats anymore. It's amazing. And that's one of the biggest things that's changed. I'm down a couple of pounds, but the night sweats are gone.
Yeah, we get that a lot, and I'll explain to you why that's happening here in just a second. Do you have a desire to lose more weight, or you got kind of where you are? You're taking it more for the way it makes you feel?
Yeah, no, I could stand to lose some more weight. Absolutely.
Okay, we'll hit on that just for a second in there too. So let's walk through that. So Marla, I know Susan's asked you to come on here and take a look at getting them free. So the way this works to get them at your discount or get them for free, or potentially even make a little extra income with it, is we pay $30 one time. And we actually become what we call a global virtual franchise. And the name of the company we're going to do that with is called partner.co. So it's $30 one time. And now then you're able to buy at the wholesale price. And you can kind of see the big picture. Partner.co actually operates around the world in 58 countries. So when you pay that $30, you actually get an app on your phone and a website that gives you access, if you ever decide to do the business side of this, to do business in all the countries you see there. The unique thing about Partner Co is all of our products are doctor created. They're all backed by tremendous amounts of science. We either have done ourselves or we reference 215 published papers. And because of that, a number of our products have been put into the physician desk reference. And we have a lot more than Skinny Drops. We actually have close to 100 products, things for hormonal support, better sleep, gut health, you name it. But this is one of our very best products. And it is one that seems to sell like hotcakes because there's such a desire in the marketplace for middle-aged women to feel better, have more energy, no more night sweats, like you said, Marla, and to lose weight. So the way the Skinny Drops work, it's really simple. You know this already. I'm just going to reiterate it. But the first bottle is full of plant leaves, and they do everything from balancing your thyroid. They help stabilize blood sugar, and they stabilize your insulin and your pancreas, which all helps to stabilize the blood sugar. Lots of different things going on with hormonal support and detoxification. The second bottle has the good form of B12. It's called methoxycolabine. It's the same as you would get if you went to the doctor's office and had an injection. B12 has tremendous amounts of research showing its ability to help with stress and anxiety, energy levels, better mood, raising metabolism. It's also got some ashwagandha and rhodiola, which both have the same research behind it. So a lot of times that second bottle really gets people feeling better. The first bottle is detoxifying and stimulating weight loss. It comes for the ones that want to lose weight with a direction booklet. We just got a brand new one, and it's going to walk you right through. It's about a 6-7 minute read. Stick the approved food list on your refrigerator. We have all kinds of recipes. There's really nothing you can't have as long as you use our recipes. We don't count calories. You eat when you're hungry, and you'll be able to lose the weight, according to our clinical study, 1/2 pound a day if you're a woman. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just show you a few different body types. So these are all middle-aged women. I say middle-aged, 35 to 45. And all three of these women hit their ideal weight really within a month or two of starting the drops. But all of them have remained on the drops because it makes them happy. It makes them feel better. They don't have as many mood swings, the night sweats. You can see there what Talia says about her journey with the Skinny Drops. Less depression. She feels great, less bloated. This gentleman, Randy, are you here with us? So Randy started with us up in North Alabama at the last week of October, and he's been able to drop 88 pounds. It actually said this morning, I think 90 pounds in 56 days.
Don't make
I won't spend time on everybody, but you'll kind of see there are skinny women, they got skinnier. There's fit women, they got more fit. There are women that have a lot of medical issues, as Brittany had what's called PCOS. It was able to overcome it and lose almost 100 pounds. Muscular dystrophy and lost 100 pounds. So you can see it works for every age group, male and female, big, small, lost 10 pounds. This lady had 6 children and is now lighter than she was before her first child. We really helps in the type 2 diabetic high blood sugar world, especially if they will follow the approved food list. They generally get some really good results when they go back for their checkups. This gentleman here named Randall is one of those people that was a full-blown type 2 diabetic when he began his journey with us 145 pounds ago, and the doctor now has him off of all medication. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. And the way it works for you to get yours at a discount or free is, again, it's $30 one time ever. Once you pay your $30, you've got your business. You've got access to all 100 products when the time comes that you're interested in other things. But the way you get the discount is you buy in bulk. So again, the true retail on a box of drops is $176. If you pay your $30 and you get fully qualified and everything, you can get a 30% discount. So you'll be able to buy a single box at $123. However, the way we all do it is we buy a 4-pack or a 10-pack, whichever one's your choice. 10-pack gets it even cheaper, but a lot of people start with the 4-pack. It's 4 boxes for $371. So if you add shipping and tax in, even the most expensive states, you've got about $100 a box in it. We sell these, generally speaking, ourselves at around $150. So if you buy 4 and you sell 3 at $150, you will have made $450. So now your box is completely free and your business was free. Your $30 is also refunded. That's how you get it for free. You want to use 2 and sell 2, you'll make enough to pretty much have 2 months of free Skinny Drops. However you want to do it will be completely up to you. Now, the way you create extra income or more income when the time comes is we just sell these products. And we have a system that allows people that don't like to sell or maybe don't know how or don't have confidence, whatever it may be, this system does it completely for you. So let me walk you through it. It's $29.95 one time. You're going to get your 4-pack or your 10-pack, depending on how you want to start. And then we're going to immediately download an app, whether you're Android or Apple. It works in both worlds, both your stores. So just go in and download it. It's the white looking boards. You'll see it there. There's several different boards in there, but you'll see the one that looks like that. Download it. Susan is going to send you the upload the second we get off of this. It's already built for you, what you're about to say. You don't have to do a single thing. The only thing you'll have to do is when we finish this training is you'll have to play with it. You'll have to get on, and what I'm about to show you, you'll just have to do, like I tell you, y'all team up with each other and just text each other throughout the day, the evening, tomorrow, until you get the hang of it. But the way it's going to work is when you download it, it's going to ask you to give it access to your keyboard. Say yes. Once you do that, everything that you need to create a income for your family on a really a daily basis is right at your fingertips. We do almost everything through social media and Zoom. So the way it will work and Facebook is by far the best for conversion, but people also do post on Instagram and TikTok. But this particular one here you're looking at is for Facebook. We give you 7 days. So what we do is we tell everybody you're going to post at 9 a.m. and at 3 p.m. at least 5 days a week. Very important you do it at those times. The science says to do it at that time. That's when your algorithms are going to be the best and most people are paying attention. So we're going to give you, somebody have a question? Okay. So we're going to give you 7 posts I'm sorry, we're gonna give you 14 posts, 2 a day for 7 days. The pictures, we share each other's pictures. We actually have Facebook groups now built where people go and put their pictures in there for others to be able to use it, and you'll be able to use other people's pictures. But you're going to use other people's stories. We've already written the post for you. Unless you're really good at social media, I would highly suggest not changing a single word other than making it personal. Maybe, just adding a personal flavor to it, but don't change much because we know these work. They work like crazy good. Most people that do this challenge, this 7-day posting twice a day, most of them sell somewhere between 10 and 30 boxes their first week. So most people that enter with a 4-pack, they're already ordering 10 packs before their first week is up. And they probably have ordered sometimes 10 or 15 or 20 boxes before they ever get to keep one for themselves. Because the ones that actually do it, it's remarkable. I've never seen anything like it. Now, here's the best part. When you make these posts, people are going to ask you questions. Generally speaking, they're going to ask it in Messenger. But if they do ask you something publicly, just go in Messenger and respond back to them. Don't really do much, don't do a lot of public conversation. But once you do that, just go into the boards, and this is where you got to practice and learn everything. But we have short and long videos. So there is a short 4-minute video, generally the first thing I send to a person when they ask me to tell them more about the drops. It's a doctor that dropped 162 pounds on our program, so she can speak firsthand on her 2-year experience. She's been able to keep that 160 pounds off now for 2 years, and she's become an expert at answering questions. And a lot of those questions were answered in her own journey, breaking her own plateaus. She has an autoimmune disease she was able to overcome called alopecia, and was able to come off a lot of the medication that had made her so big. So that 4-minute video is built to answer 98% of every question that anybody can ask you in 4 minutes. There is a longer video. I would never send the longer video initially. I don't ever generally send it until somebody signs up or orders the box, because it's too long, too much info for most people. But for your analytical people, the people that got to know everything before they move, and for people that are in now that are trying to get educated, there is an hour-long video in there by Dr. Strand. Then every question a person could possibly ask you, all the answers are already pre-written for you. 99% of them are already in there. So all you do is literally touch it with your finger when the question, how much are they? Well, it's already answered in there. They're generally 176, but we buy in bulk, so we sell them to you at 140. Change it to 150 or 160, whatever you're selling for. It's the only thing you got to do. And you don't have to copy and paste. If you never used boards before, it's connected to both Messenger and your text message. So you literally click on the text. There'll be a globe. You see it there in the bottom left of that screen. You click on that globe, and everything's at a touch of your finger. So you touch it with your finger, and it uploads straight in and answers their questions. The book that we follow is in there. The approved food list is in there. There is a detailed analysis of every ingredient for your nurse practitioners, your doctors, all the people. The big clinical study that ran at the University of Florida is in there. So it's all right there in the boards app. So we use that when a person is ready to buy. You sell it to them that second, and you don't use our system. You can, like if you're signing a customer up in England or Mexico or Australia or China, you don't want to ship it yourself. Just use our system, and the company will do the shipping and billing, collecting for you. But for people in this country, it's way more profitable with our system for you to buy in bulk and then sell and ship yourself. So by the way, going back to boards, there is a platform in there called Pirate Ship. You're going to download that on your computer, and Pirate Ship will allow you to ship this box of drops basically anywhere in the country for $5 or less. Really, really neat system. You just slap the label in right off your computer at the house, throw it in your mail box, and you can ship it in the box. But most people are buying these little sleeves off of Amazon. They're sticking it in. There's a lot of choices there. Some people are being really unique, but very inexpensive. Doesn't really add any cost to it. So, but once we do get, and by the way, you're going to collect on your favorite Cash App. So it could be Cash App. It could be Venmo. It could be PayPal. It could be Square, whatever it may be. There with Square and a few of them, they have a 4-payment plan where a person can buy a box of Skinny Drops for $150 from you. If they pay you, you get your $150 that second, but they will pay $37.50 a week for 4 weeks to Square. So that setup is all in boards. Like, you don't have to know this. It's all in this. We already built it all for you. All you have to do is download it and set it up on your own phone. So we collect the money. So you're making money that second, not waiting on the company to pay you. You are getting paid. And you're making, depending on what you're selling for, generally a minimum of $40 a box. Most of the time around $50 a box is the profitability. So if you sold a 10-pack, you make $500. The second you sell that customer a skinny drop, you're going to immediately go online. We all put our people in Circle of Health. That's our big group. That's where we have a lot of doctors, a lot of recorded videos in there, a ton of people that know how to answer the questions. It's kind of a self-fulfilling group. You don't have to put a lot of time into it yourself. It'll be kind of, if you drop them in there, somebody's going to be answering their questions and taking care of them, and they're going to find somebody they relate to watching their journey. And then Susan and Marla are going to set up their own group. So I always tell people you need two groups. You need your own personal team group. That way you can give people personal attention and talk to just your team. And then put everybody in. So you've got two different groups going on there that you're putting them into. These, most importantly though, these are customer groups. There can be zero business talk here. There can be zero talk about any other products in these groups. This is skinny drops only. Doesn't matter if you want to build with other products, you just can't do it in these groups. This is for that niche only. So these groups really help these customers have success, stay engaged, have a community, build friendships. Now, here comes the final part. When you sell that skinny drop, you're going to start texting, calling, messaging, whatever your form of communication is with your customer, about day 2 or 3 that they have it. And you're going to say something along the lines of, how are you loving your skinny drops? And we already know the percentages. 70% of the people are going to have a positive result no matter what. Like 7 in 10 are going to give you a really good second day response. Slept better, more energy, lost weight, less night sweat, lost an inch, whatever it may be. 20% will be positive, but they may not have had a result yet. And then 10% are negative. That's just the way the world works. That's never going to change with whatever we're dealing with. So for that 30%, you're going to use someone in your upline, Marla, Susan, myself, Ashley. Use us when they tell you they're not having success, they don't think it's working for them, whatever they say there. Say, do you have time for a 2-minute 3-way phone call? I want to put you on the phone with my health coach and let them walk you through maybe answer any of your questions. And almost every person does that, even the negative ones do. And a lot of times they become your first person to convert to a brand partner because you start building the relationship with them, help them break through, get them some success. Okay, whether it was a negative or a positive response, you're going to give it a few more days. Doesn't have to be exact, day 4, 5, 6, 7, whenever it is, you're going to ask again, how are you still loving your skinny drops? When they respond the second time positively, that's when you go back to the start. That's where you say exactly what we started with. You're going to need another box pretty soon. Would you want the discount like I get, or potentially get them for free? And when they say yes, if they say, don't answer or don't give you an answer, just keep corresponding with them. Don't put any pressure on them. But if they give you an answer of a yes, I would like to get a discount. That's when you say, when do you have time for an 8-minute Zoom? And we go right back through what we just did, except I don't do the training part. We end with downloading boards. We do the training at a different time. I'm going to unshare my screen. And Marla, you've been doing this now for a while. So anything you want to add, anybody that's on your team that sold 100 boxes plus, if y'all want to add little things that you're doing that seem to make a big difference.
Just I can still hear Ken's voice. Just be consistent and persistent always. I know for me, when I started making the posts, I didn't have the kind of success right away that like Kelly did and some others. It was like over a week before somebody actually bought one. But it starts to build. They start to see it. They start to know you're the person that has this stuff. They see these testimonies and they're watching, even if they're not making a comment or a post. They'll text you. They're like, all right, tell me about this stuff, you know, and you don't even know that they're really watching. So don't get discouraged. Just keep doing it. It's crazy, but it happens. I've sold, I mean, I was selling even on Christmas Day, they're reaching out. It's crazy. And then just wherever you are, keep talking to people. I was sitting here, I'm in Myrtle Beach. I just kind of wanted something different this year for Christmas. And I'm in the hot tub and we just started just chatting, talking about stuff. And I was talking to this daughter and her mom, and the daughter ended up getting up, but I had said to the mom that this is what I do. I've got my own business. I help people. I've got Skinny Drops. I help people lose weight, balance their hormones. She's like, oh, you're kidding. My daughter needs that. So she's the one that said, hey, you got to talk to her. Well, before the night was over, she bought a box. And so, and then just being in communication, just talking to them. I mean, but it's just, I'm here on vacation, but this is what I do. It's not like a job. I'm doing it while I'm living and doing my life, so it's real simple. Just keep that in the front of your mind, and just, this is what I do. I can help people. And when you're helping people, I mean, then I get to write off the whole trip as well. So, but yeah, but what's so fun, Todd and Susan, Ashley, you guys, is that I've got people, teammates that have come on just because I was posting at 9 and 3 as customers. I did this. I said, hey, the exact same thing. You got to get another box. Would you do me a favor? Well, with Gwen, I said, would you make a post and tag me in it? And she did that. And she's like, well, I don't want you making money, so, but anyway, she sold like 170 or 80. I don't even know. She sold like 16 just this last week. So she's magical. Kelly's magical. These guys, I'm learning from them. So, but it really truly works. And to have something where you can confidently tell people, I can help you make money. I can help you lose weight and feel good. I mean, we all knew that, but now I can help you make money. You just got to do what I'm telling you and just be patient, and let's do this together.
So we'll let you guys ask questions. Or Tia, anything anybody wants to add? Randy, I see you joined us too. So if you want to add anything, you're welcome to.
I'll just say real quick, don't get discouraged. Not everybody's going to sell 200 boxes in a month and a half or 4 weeks. Look at it as even if you're selling 2 to 3 boxes a week, that's 2 or 3 new customers that you're bringing in, and their whole inner circle that you can grab a hold of to get in your pipeline. So, I've had weeks where I've sold 10 to 15 boxes, and then I've had, weeks where I've sold 3 boxes, but, it's just like Marla and everybody says, just consistency. Even if you don't want to post anyway. People, don't worry about what people think, and don't worry about if they're getting tired of seeing your post, because it's you that's writing your paycheck, not them.
That's so right. So to what Tia just said is really, really important. We do a call every morning, and I cannot emphasize how important the call is. It's at 10:15 a.m. y'all's time, Eastern time. But I've never seen a correlation to people having success more so than the people that show up for that call 5 days a week. I know it's at 10:15, a lot of people at work, but we have, earbuds in, like you don't have to turn a camera on. You don't have to be there every day. There is no roll call. But what it is every single morning, people just like you show up and share what they did yesterday that worked, like what post they made. Like, let's just use the last couple of months. We learned from somebody what was called a host a post. What that is somebody that gets on the Skinny Drops, that has great success, but has no interest in paying $30 and being a part of the business. They just don't want to do that. And you ask them, listen, since you don't want to do that, would you mind making a post of your success of your Skinny Drops and tagging me? So they go to their Facebook page and they make a post and say, these Skinny Drops that I bought from Marla Finn, and she's tagged. I've lost 5 pounds my first week, and I've lost 15 pounds now over my first month. It's totally changing my life. I'm just giving that as an example. They don't do another thing because Marla's tagged in it. Marla is the one that's going to go answer all the questions. Marla's the one that's going to start making the sales. And all the good people always, like, these really work. Right? We've seen people sell 100 boxes off a host a post in the last couple of months, over and over. But what you want to do when they start selling immediately is you want to give them another opportunity. Say, listen, I've already sold 4 boxes. If we collect the money, you can use other people's money and use their money to buy the 4-pack and get started. And by the way, that's another secret on the system. We don't let money stop anybody. If somebody doesn't have $29.95 and $371, we do not care. We do everything that I just told you except make the purchase. We start the 7-day, twice a day posting. and we start selling. And then when we collect $400 of other people's money, then we buy our 4-pack. And I say that probably goes on about 40% of the time now. If you're doing that as a sponsor, you have to kind of, you know, take responsibility. If you get a long,
I'll be there in
let
a
somebody's
minute.
money and then never buys it, you're gonna have to make that right. But we don't have that happen. I don't know that it's ever happened, but I also know people, but it works really well. We've got a team that's probably added 100 people up in Tennessee, and I would say 70% of that team started that way.
Yeah, I have a couple of people too. You're right. They didn't want to get in on it, but I instead of having to try to teach them the boards too, I'll send them the picture and the text for the 9 o'clock, and then I'll send the picture and the text for the 3 o'clock, so it's not so overwhelming. And they're just doing it doing me a favor. And when 3 people have bought a box, I send them a free box. But then I've been getting a whole new group of people from that, because of course that's their warm market. But sometimes you need more than just one post too. You know, people need to see it a few times. So you can do that. And if they're up for it and they don't mind doing that for you, if they're good friends, they're not gonna mind.
And I know a lot of you are new. This is one thing we hear on that morning call repeatedly the past year. And that is, it's very random. Tia just kind of said it. One week she sells 15, the next week she sells 3. She didn't do anything different. But generally speaking, when people first start posting, it's very random. Sometimes people make 3 or 4 posts with no bites. And then the 5th post sells 10 boxes. I've tried to study what triggers it, and I don't know if it's just people seeing it. I don't even really know, but I'll tell you the one thing that I've seen explode for people is the host to post. That's the one that because the way Misty Isis, she's a new exploding leader here in Florida. The way she explains it is that, you know, the way the algorithms are built on Facebook, everybody doesn't see our posts. So it's like we're all fishing in our own little lake. And no matter how many friends you have, even if you're maxed out at 5,000, probably only 300 or 400 at most see any given post that you make. So that means you're fishing in a lake with about 300 or
I can
400
sell
people.
it at home.
Let me get her out.
I just muted her.
Okay, thank you. So when you do a host a post, let's just say that if Paul was not going to do the business, but he'd had good success on the drops, I would say, Paul, listen, would you mind doing a host a post? Here's how it works. All you gotta do is tag me. I'll do all the work. And he does it. So when Paul does that, Paul's got his own lake with his own couple hundred people fish in that lake that I don't have in my lake. So every time we get that next person to post, it's like you're opening up a brand new lake to fish in. And when you get that compounding into time, it just becomes a runaway freight train. And that's the reason it's so important for those that are interested in the business side of this, that you get really good at getting that conversion, getting those customers to that 8-minute Zoom. Randy, are you still with us? He may have had to get off.
Yeah, I don't see him on here right now.
Randy is a sponsor of mine. Has been in since late October. I think we've put in about 40 people for him in the last 7 weeks. But I want to say we're 100% signing up when he gets them to the Zoom. He's got it down. Like he gets them there. We do a 6-7 minute Zoom. We close. When we close, I'm done. I learned this from Ashley Rowland, my wife, and Brittany, who she was working with up in Tennessee. Ashley would get on the call with Brittany and a girl named Jordan, and Ashley would do the 6-7 8-minute presentation until they got it mastered. But then the second she would get done with the presentation, Brittany would say, okay, let's move over to my Zoom link. And what Brittany would do, she would share her screen and sign them up for the $30 immediately. Everybody went in for $30. And then this is the group that most of them pre-sold. So they didn't even buy the 371 pack. They would pay the $29.95, get their ID, their password, access to log in. She would show them where that 4-pack was. And then right then, like this is all happening. Ashley's gone. They're on a different Zoom link. What's going on then is Brittany is training them. They're downloading boards. They're uploading our system. And Brittany is physically helping them make their first post. Brittany and Jordan do a lot of it via Zoom. A lot of people that do it in person, they will help them actually take the pictures, some of themselves. They don't have to have a before and after yet. For the ones that have confidence, they can just take a picture, starting my journey on skinny drops. Matter of fact, Sherry Key, who many of you know, her first viral posts, She sold, by the way, at 176, but her first viral post sold like 100 boxes at 176. I'll never forget it. She sold $15,000 worth of skinny drops in like 2.5 weeks from the day she launched with this system. But her first viral post had nothing to do with any weight loss. She just went out for a morning run and she said, guys, I'm starting my new health journey. I'm on these skinny drops, and anybody that wants to join in with me, let me know. And it just went nuts. So there's all kind of different things you can do to start attracting customers and eventually brand partners.
I was going to say the two things that I've seen that actually hit success right out the gate is that one, when they help them make that first post, you make it together with that new person, because that just puts them at ease, and that you're in this together, and that we're really partnered up and teamed up together, that they're not about to go do this by themselves. And then the second part is when it's personal, when it's personal about them, that's what I see that post gets the most traction. And I love that. And that's the hardest post, right? Because now you're vulnerable and it's about you and everything. And it's so much easier to post about other people, but now all of a sudden it's about me and I'm about to put it out there. But I see when that happens for somebody, that's when that's the magic, because that's what people can relate to, because that's who they know, right? They're, Marla, when she starts telling her story and her journey, everybody that's her friends, they know Marla, right? And so now they're like, oh my gosh, I so can relate with that. I didn't know she was going through that. I didn't know she was having that. I'm having that, And so now it's just even more relatable on a whole nother level.
Once you start doing your own post, the key word is be vulnerable. Like, don't hide your weaknesses. It actually attracts people to know that you have weaknesses like they do.
Because that's a perfect world, right? That's that world in Facebook. That's that perfect world. Everybody's got that perfect life, and nobody can really relate to that. When you all of a sudden you start to be real, people can relate to that, because nobody has a perfect life in reality.
By the way, I just realized I was talking the whole time with the wrong camera on, so sorry about that. But anybody can speak up next time.
I sent you a text, but you didn't see it.
Oh, gotcha. But just questions you got, like maybe Marla said it earlier, like there's nothing else. Like it's not learning more, it's just actually doing it. That's the only thing. The only people that aren't having success here are the ones that aren't following the system. They're randomly posting, they're not consistent. There are lots of little things you'll learn on the morning call. One I think is really big. Sherry Key's really good at teaching people how to build their algorithm better. So one thing, make sure your Facebook is on public, not private. And number two, when you have some free time, go into some other friends' pages and like a lot of their stuff and comment on their posts. That'll build them back into your algorithm because they may not be seeing it. So if you think of 20 or 30 people you would like to at least know you're selling drops, go to that 20 or 30 people and make a post, and then come back out. And then when you make the next post, they're going to be built into your algorithm better. So little things like that increase the viewing. But really the big one that makes it all work is posting twice a day, 9 and 3, at least 5 days a week. Make sure you post fun and family around that. Don't just be skinny drops, kids, vacation, lifestyle, whatever it is for you. And so fun and family, never a negative post. I don't think anybody in this company would make a negative post, because we generally attract positive people, but obviously some people are negative on social media. Don't be that person. And then get really good at the conversion, setting up the 8-minute Zoom. Do not try to do it on your own, because even if you're good at it, the person you do it to is not going to know how to do the business, and they're not going to be good at it. So every conversion outside of a rare occasion should be done via 7-8-minute Zoom, and get that duplicating. Ash and I are happy to do every one of those for y'all until y'all gain your confidence. And the reason it won't take you long is because Marla found out that when you move it down to one product and you do a 6 or 7 minute presentation, you really ain't got to be that smart to do this anymore. It's the same thing over and over and over and over and over. There's not much to it. And the amount of details you give on the skinny drops really varies time to time. Some people don't really give any details, because the videos will do that for you. But 2024 is going to be fantastic. It is going to be some life-changing money made here. And it's going to stick with you for a lifetime. I just truly believe this is a forever company. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it.
Well, I wouldn't be here for a week at the beach without this business. This business allowed me to do that. So it's awesome. It's getting better and better, gooder and gooder, as someone says. I don't know who said that.
So Marla, you probably started on the system when, about 6 months ago?
Yeah, I want to say
Mhm.
it was late June, early July. That's when Kelly and Gwen first became customers of mine. And then when they came around, well, Kelly, she was very skeptical, and after 10 days, she's like, okay, I want to do this. So I got her on. So yeah, I would say it was first part of July. Yeah.
So you've sold
Big
how many
difference.
skinny drops approximately yourself?
Personally, around 140-ish or so. I've kind of lost track, but like I said, it's more fun seeing Gwen is hit over 160 or 170, I think. Kelly is getting up that way. I'm not sure. Tia, how many of you sold?
It's over 100. I don't know the exact count. I'm trying to remember, but I can't because it seems like they go out so fast. So
Hey,
Yeah.
since you sold share what any special things you're seeing make it really go, or just the consistency?
I think it's the consistency. I've got people that's been watching me. I started in July, I think, like mid-July. And they'll say, I've been watching you this whole time, Tia. Like, so they're constantly, watching. And some people, I just got a new customer last week, and she started because her son-in-law had started and seeing results. So that's why she bought a box. So, I think and I do have skeptical people. I'm not going to say that I don't. I've got people that still buy from me and don't believe that drops work, and then they eat their words. So, it's just I just think it's the consistency every day showing up and showing what you've got out there. So,
Yeah, because that's something we never did before. We were always told, don't overdo it. Don't do it too much. Do other things. You're going to annoy people. And so this is a 360. So, or three, is that right? Or 180. Don't mind me. You don't have to be smart to do this, right? So, yeah, and you just keep doing it and doing it so that they're in their face, especially right now, because people are going to want to start losing weight. And I'm getting that more and more every day now. People reaching out. And then friends saying, oh, my niece needs this, or my daughter-in-law, and they're connecting me to people, just my friends. So, or at church, they're like, oh, I saw your post. What do it just, so yeah.
Well, all right. We won't belabor it. Everybody have a super, super blessed rest of the week, and tee up some 8-minute Zooms and we'll help. And Marla, I think you and Susan, y'all got the latest PowerPoints, don't you? That you can get out to everybody.
I just sent to Tia and Leslie. So
Okay.
anybody else that needs it, we can, sure.
Yeah, and you'll want to like as you get a lot of good before and afters on your own teams, you don't have to show every picture. I keep a lot on there. I keep a lot more pictures on mine than Ashley does, because I never know the different groups that may show up, and I just kind of want to be able to talk to people. So do the same for your teams. Get your before and after pictures that are developing on your teams on that slideshow. And that way, not only can share, but you can also brag on the ones that are having a lot of success.
Well, whoever wants that PowerPoint, just text Susan or me. We'll send it to you. Text or email. Thank you, Susan, for setting this up. And thank you, Todd and Ashley, everybody else.
Absolutely. We're headed to the airport. We're about to fly to Arizona.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. This was
Yeah,
thank
y'all
you
have a
guys
great
for
one.
taking your time for us.
Yeah, anytime, Susan. Talk to you later. I'm just happy to see you back.
Thank you.